Hi everyone, Jai Hind and welcome to the platform of StudyIQ IAS in English. My name is Bhanwar Singh MX India 115th course and qualified civil services in 2012, and I welcome you onto the platform. Now I know most of you have heard that it is not just about hard work that actually leads you to your success, but it is actually the smart work that is required for attaining the success in the civil services or in anything. Alright, so now we are talking about smart, and smart when it comes to smart, the smart is in every format. Also, when it comes to any of the thing that you are doing, whether you are preparing for the civil services, whether you are going for the sports or anything that you are doing, you have to be smart, and that is the only way how you can actually win any of the competition. That is what you have to have in your mind. And that is why on the platform of StudyIQ, we have moved towards smart. Now, when it comes to the smart, this is all about the mentorship and even the dashboard that I'm talking about that is available on the platform of StudyIQ. Now, here, when it comes to the mentorship, so we have the smart mentorship that I'm talking about. Now, what is this in-app smart mentorship all about? So over here, when it comes to the in-app mentorship, so you get a dedicated mentorship feature which is integrated within your smart UPSC badge. Also, you connect directly with the experienced UPSC mentors through the StudyIQ app, and there is a personalized academic guidance throughout your preparation journey that you get through the mentorship on the application of the StudyIQ. Now, this is quite important because why this app or in-app mentorship, it actually matters. So basically, you get the academic guidance directly within your smart P2I badge. Also, you get or you stay connected with your mentor throughout your preparation journey. And also, it resolves your doubts, there is refinement of the strategy, and also you stay accountable to your goals as well. Now, this is quite important because when it comes to the complete preparation, so there has to be someone towards whom you have to be accountable. Otherwise, what happens is that ultimately we do not have somebody to whom we are accountable and we lose the track of our preparation. So therefore, this in-app smart mentorship, it actually matters very much. Now, over here, this is also very important that throughout the journey, it is also important that you stay in connection with just one mentor. Because if there will be too many heads or there will be too many brains, you must have heard about the phrase that is there, that too many cooks, they spoil the food. So, of course, when it comes to the complete preparation, and I will say that this is one of the major lacuna as well, that ultimately when it comes to the preparation, because today we are talking about the information overload, so now we have too many cooks which are actually spoiling the food. That is, too many brains, they actually guide you, or I will say misguide you towards your preparation. So this is quite important that you remain with the one mentor throughout your journey, and ultimately he will guide you or she will guide you towards your success. Now here, when it comes to the complete in-app mentorship that I'm talking about, and not just mentorship, it is the smart mentorship. Here you will see that ultimately you can chat with your mentor. Alright, you can chat with your mentor just like we do the WhatsApp chats. So you can chat with the mentor and you can reach out whenever you face any challenge in your preparation. Along with this, you can get the guidance on the concept, the study plans, revision, answer writing, and even for the strategy as well. And you can receive the structured guidance from the experienced mentors just with the mentor chat. Also, there is the feature of the Google Meet as well. Now, there is the Google Meet feature that is integrated with the application itself, where you can schedule the personalized face-to-face discussion with your mentor, and also you can discuss the preparation strategy, the time management, revision plan, or the exam approach as well. And you can get the tailored guidance based on your strength and your weakness or the challenges as well, and you can get focused, actionable advice to stay on the track and ultimately to achieve your goal, that is to get selection in the civil services. And that is the prominent feature that you will see when it comes to the in-app mentorship on the platform of StudyIQ or on the app of the StudyIQ that we are talking about. Now, this is quite important because ultimately this is where you can access the app smart mentorship, and this is where you have the smart UPSC badge, and here you will see that we have the course content, then the test announcement, and here you will find mentorship tab. So there is a mentorship tab which you will see when you will open up your smart UPSC badge on the StudyIQ application. Then you have to enter or you have to click the mentorship section that is available just inside the course over the right top corner that I have just shown you. And here you can choose to chat to connect with your mentor, or you can also schedule the 1:1 Google Meet session as well for your personalized session. So there are both the ways that you can chat with the mentor, or you can book 1:1 Google Meet session as well for the mentorship. Now over here again, this is quite important that I have told you about the smart dashboard as well. Now when it comes to the smart dashboard, why we require the smart dashboard, or what is basically the advantage of this smart dashboard that I'm talking about. So over here what happens is that your preparation, it turns into the measurable performance with the real-time data that actually adds the strong value to your P2I or your course that we are talking about. Also, this is quite important because ultimately this enables the precise and personalized mentorship that improves your outcomes and justifies the premium P2I offering that we give when it comes to the smart dashboard that we are talking about. Now, this is quite important because ultimately when this comes to the smart dashboard, so actually this converts your complete preparation into the measurable data, where actually you can see your complete performance. I will show you how this data actually looks like. Also, it actually bridges the subjective effort that you are putting in, because ultimately we are putting in the subjective effort. We are learning, we are going through lots of notes, we are going through lots of resources, but ultimately what is the performance? The performance is just objectively on the basis of number, on the basis of data. That is what this smart dashboard actually does. And also it tracks the end-to-end student journey as well, where actually right from your preparation for the prelims, it actually tracks you towards your preparation, towards your interview, and also it enables the real-time intervention as well. That is quite important because you have to know that where you are making mistakes and ultimately where are the challenges or where you are actually weak. And ultimately, upon knowing the weakness is the first and the foremost step that can lead to your success. That is one thing that you have to remember. And ultimately, this is student-centric, where you get to have the self-evaluation. You also get the personalized preparation, the student-centric learning, and the objective decision-making towards your complete success in the civil services. Now, this is what I'm talking about, the smart dashboard. It actually looks like, you will see over here, that this is a smart dashboard, the student dashboard, where actually you get the various tabs on the top that is related to your performance, to your behavioral, and your profile as well. These are the three tabs that you will get over here, and ultimately here you can see your test performances. All right, the score trend that is over here. You can track your complete study velocity and even the mock performance that had been there over the time period. So it tracks your study velocity along with the mock performance. And then there is, when you will scroll down, so you will see over here in the performance itself, there are the various tests that you had given. Like for example, we have the prelims mock test where you have scored 110 out of 200. Then another mock test where you have scored 85 out of 200. So also along with the score, it tells you about your accuracy. It tells you about your accuracy that was there in the test. Along with this, the percentile rank that you have scored as well. Now, there are subject-wise tests as well that you gave, the CSAT as well. But at the same time, it is quite important that it actually tells you the complete matrix about the question paper. That is, when it comes to the comparison between you and the topper of that test, where do you actually stand? So you see that how many correct had been marked by the topper and incorrect as well, and which had been left or unattempted. But at the same time, this compares with your matrix, and ultimately this also gives you negative marking impact. Believe me, I have seen lots of students who have said that, sir, I may have qualified, but then I actually entered or I actually marked lots of the questions where I got lots of negative marking. Now, this is where we have the negative marking impact, where it is basically, it tells you how much of the marks you have lost because of the negative marking. Like for example, here it says 19% loss. So it will tell you that how much is your gross score, then how much marks you have lost, and what your net score is there according to the negative marking as well. And also when it comes to this complete smart dashboard, you will see that there is a subject impact analysis, where you will see that how you are scoring in the various subjects that are there. Like for example, you can see in history how much you have scored, in geography, in polity, in economy, and in science as well. And not only this, the smart dashboard will tell you where is your critical drag. That is where you are not scoring much and which is your top contributor as well. So over here, by just going through the accuracy distribution by the subject, you can know that where you have to move forward, or you have to lay more emphasis, and where you have to lay lesser emphasis. That is, which is your core subject and which is where you actually lag. And then it also tells you about the exam syllabus coverage, where the complete question paper, where we had most of the questions which had been taken from. Like for example, in the question polity, it was 40% of the exam. So it will also tell you that which are core subjects or the topics which were picked. Like for example, the constitutional framework, the core principles, and the rights and duties. At the same time, if the economy had 35% of the questions in the exam, so it will tell you which are the core areas, that is taxation and demographics. And the same way you can see for the detail or for the other subjects as well. Now, when you scroll behind or you scroll upwards, so what will happen is you can see the view, you can view the detailed solution as well that will be there. And ultimately, there are the core benchmarks, where again it actually compares you with the topper. That is how much accuracy the topper had. So it is 95 accuracy. Then it tells you your accuracy as well, and it compares with the average accuracy also. So there are the three metrics that you come to know about from here, and there is a difficulty breakdown which tells you that how many questions were easy, they were medium, or they were tough, or the hard questions which were asked in the examination or in the question paper that you have just solved. Also, when it comes to the subjects, you can see this is all about the test performance. Now, when it comes to the subjects, when you will click over here, you will see your completion progress as well, how many topics you have completed in that topic. All right, it will tell you the completion progress. Along with the completion progress, it will tell you your accuracy as well on the basis of the subject-wise or the topic-wise test that you had given. So again, this is quite important because ultimately this tells you about your subject performance as well. And also over here, you can see that there is the items that you can select. Like for example, if you have selected history. So in history, again, it will tell you the topic-wise performance. Like for example, if you have completed the fundamentals, it will say that completion progress is 100% and there is 100% accuracy after you have given the topic-wise test. Also, in the same manner, you can see theories and models, the exceptions and the edge cases, and that is how this actually moves on, and it tells you about the topic-wise preparation as well. Also, when it comes to the over here, you can see the same thing for the history as well, where we have the chapter 1 foundation, chapter 2 core, and the advanced applications also. Now, when it comes to this smart dashboard, there is the another feature as well, and that is basically your performance. In the performance, you can see where you have scored in the topic-wise, subjects. So ultimately, again, you can see where you stand in comparison with the topper and with the comparison of the average, and also the difficulty breakout of the topic-wise questions also. So the same thing that we have seen in the case of the earlier metrics. So that is also over here when it comes to the topic-wise tests that are there on the platform. Now over here, when it comes to the next tab, just on to the right of the performance tab, we have the behavioral tab. Now this behavioral tab actually, it tells you about your different behaviors. Like for example, it has been selected for 30 days. So within 30 days, what was your daily learning hours? So it will tell you for the 7 days, for the 14 days, or for the 30 days. And here you can compare where you have, attended the lectures or you have attempted the mocks. And also it will tell you about, how many study days you had been there regularly for the 7 days. And it will also tell you that topper is basically how much he is studying or she is studying as well, so that you can compare. And also you can compare the daily MCQs with the topper and how many of you have attempted. So again, over here you can see the PDF notes, the daily MCQs, the study days, the average session, and even the comparison between the lectures and the mock that you will see on the behavioral tab. All right. And when you will scroll down, you can see the study days. Again, I like a top told you that it will compare you with the topper for the study days, for the average session as well, the daily MCQs, the PDF notes that you will see over here. And also there is the log streak. Now log streak is that how many days you have logged day by day. So that is the streak that you will see over here. and ultimately you can see again the log streak of the topper as well. Also, there is the app time, how much time that you have spent, and also the inactivity gap. Now what happens is that there are examinations or there are other reasons that in between we have to skip the studies for like few days. So it also tells you about the inactivity gap, and again it compares with what the topper had the inactivity gap on the application. And also it also tells you about video compositions or the video lectures that you have attended. So over here you can again see that this is what the smart dashboard does. It is actually measuring your complete behavioral analytics onto the platform. And this is again quite important because this lets you know about your own, what you are doing and what you are not doing. Also, when it comes to the profile, so over here you can see the profile or the performance snapshot as well, where you can see that how many days you had been active along with the day streak and the cohort rank as well. Also, when you will scroll up, you will see in the about you will see the number of the attempt that you will be giving. Also, ultimately the optional subjects, if you have decided or not decided, the state, it will tell you about whether you are full-time aspirant or you are part-time, and also the highest qualification and everything that is mentioned in your profile. So this is actually your profile that it looks like onto the smart dashboard that we are talking about. And also here it lists down your courses as well. GS Foundation or the UPSC test series, the UPPCS. So all these courses are also listed down in your profile. So this is how you will see the complete dashboard that I'm talking about. And this is the plus that you will get, because ultimately what happens is that this is a saying that even if you will have the best of the teacher that is there, all right, and if you ask the teacher that, sir, please let me know that where I am weak, so nobody will be able to judge you more than that what you will be able to judge. And that is the major problem, that ultimately when it comes to the strength and the weaknesses, we know about ourselves more than that what the other person knows. And here this dashboard, it actually converts that complete metrics onto your screen that let you know that where you want to have, where you have to work hard and where you have to have the lenient end. So this is quite important, and ultimately this is what we have built on the platform of StudyIQ. Now, you know that there was yesterday the Guru Purnima, and on the eve of the Guru Purnima, we have the Guru Kripa offer, and ultimately right now you are getting 50% off. You are getting 50% off, and along with this, you are getting double validity as well. All right, so this is there, and not only this, there is also mentorship that will be provided by the rankers that you will get. All right, so we have the rankers and they will solve your doubts whichever that are there in your mind. Now you can gain all this. You can gain all this only if you use the code that is BRS Live. This is the code that you will have to use, and ultimately that will fetch you this offer that is only valid till 31st of July. And please enroll, because ultimately we have started off with the batch on 27th of July. So I do not want you to miss any of the classes in the future. So that would be all. Thank you very much guys for joining me over here and for understanding what is basically when it comes to the smart mentorship and the smart dashboard and why these are important for your complete preparation. So that would be all. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care and Jai Hind.